I challenged Nerdy Ninetales, famous Poké-Tuber, to a best of threes double battle. The winner would receive a shiny of their choosing from the loser. The twist? A wheel is going to randomly decide a rule for each of us that our team must follow. So if the wheel says the entire team must fit inside a jam jar, well then you better start squeezing that Tyranitar into a jam jar. Do you want first spin or do you want me to first spin?
You know what? I think you should go first.
Oh, right. You just want to make sure that I get the really bad ones off the board. Is that it?
Get him out of the way.
All legendaries. All legendaries. Come on.
Wait, what? That better not be on the wheel.
Only Gen 3 Pokemon. It suits
That
me
is
so well.
That is not fair. That's like your favorite. Are you kidding me?
I'm just going to tell you right now, the amount of Breloom Mac punches you're taking, you have no idea.
Hey, I'll take any insider tips right now. All right, I'm ready. All right, my hands are warm. My hands are warm. Smack it. This better be good.
Smaller than a human child.
Is this rigged? Are you kidding me? Okay, are we talking American children? Because we might have some leeway here.
I think we're talking height, not width, bud.
All right, well, let's see how creative I can get with this one. I will come in my best dressed lawyer outfit. I'm ready to fight my case for some of these Pokemon I'm gonna have to find.
We're gonna end that sentence on, I will come. And with that, our rules are decided and we now have 7 days to prepare for battle. Now, I jumped straight into researching every Gen 3 Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet, and I was looking for two things in particular. The first was pairing synergies. For example, my first thought is to build a team around Drought Torkoal, focused on using Harsh Sunlight to boost fire moves, but specifically boost a Breloom with Growth. Because when Breloom uses Growth in the sunlight, his attack and special attack increases by 2 stages. But I really struggled to find Pokemon that would mesh well with this pair, and buffing fire moves doesn't do very well for coverage. Which is the second thing I'm looking for. Nerdy's rule is size-based, meaning there are hundreds of Pokemon for him to choose. I can't predict his team at all, so I need to prepare for everything. After all, I don't want to go into this with a team made entirely of ground, fire, and grass, only to be taken out by a single Wingull with Hurricane and Hydro Pump. Wait, Wingull? Pelipper? Gen 3 has Whiscash. Why are we even considering the sun when the best rain setup is at our disposal? Think I have a plan. Pelipper will be out turn 1 no matter what. He will set up rain when he enters battle with his ability Drizzle. Then he'll use Tailwind to boost our team's speed, giving us priority, before U-turning out on turn 2 to swap in for a more offensive Pokemon. Since we're playing doubles though, we need to decide who is going out with him on turn 1. I land on sending out Whiscash, who is the perfect partner. Thanks to him being ground water with physical attacks, we can open turn 1 with an Earthquake or Aqua Tail depending on what Nerdy chooses, while also resisting any Pokemon that also might benefit from the rain. Thanks to Pelipper turn 2 U-turn, we're also going to be incredibly flexible and reactive to whatever Nerdy decides to use. This means in my backline, I need coverage and damage. This comes in the form of a special attack Salamence. If we give them Intimidate as their ability, we can lower Nerdy's physical attacks when he gets swapped in. And if we build him right, he can counter Grass, Dragon, Steel, Ice, and Bug. But the main reason Salamence is such a strong pick here is because he can learn Hurricane, a special damage flying move with 110 base damage that can also confuse the enemy Pokemon. It's an incredibly powerful move, except it only has a 70% accuracy. And as all Pokemon players know, if it doesn't have 100% accuracy, then it has a 10% accuracy. Luckily though, when Hurricane is used in the rain, it goes from 70% accuracy to 100% accuracy. Next up, I will absolutely be bringing Breloom with Mach Punch. Having a priority move can't go wrong, especially when Breloom has a base attack power of 130, and thanks to his fighting moves, he will cover normal, rock, steel, ice, and dark, while his grass moves will cover ground and water. And finally, Slacking. I am adding him mainly because his stats are amazing, but to be honest, he doesn't add much new coverage to the team or really bring anything unique to the team. Sure, he can learn Thunder, which is exactly like Hurricane, but I won't get Stab, and Slacking is a physical attacker, not a special attacker. There are a lot of holes still in this team, but I'm not worried because we haven't decided on our 6th team member yet, and we have 7 full days. So all the time in the world to take it slow and make sure they're perfect. Okay, so it's the next day, and I know I came up with a team idea, but I just thought of something kind of amazing. So the day I'm supposed to verse Nerdy in this is the 25th. The day Pokemon Home comes out is the 24th. Now, out of the Gen 3 Pokemon coming to Scarlet, It's Groudon, Rayquaza, and Kyogre. And I happen to have shinies of all three of those in Pokemon Go. So I'm going to send my shiny Kyogre to Pokemon Home today so I can have it ready to bring into Scarlet when it comes out. Poor Nerdy. This is going to be amazing. Dude, Pokemon Home finally coming to Scarlet. What a good week for it to happen, especially now that we've got this. Thank you, Pokemon Company. And with that, I have 5 full days left and a shiny legendary on my team. So you know what? I'm gonna take it easy and shiny hunt my team purely to be toxic. But not today. Today, I'm just relax because I got this in the bag. I begin my shiny hunt with 4 days left, and I decide to try shiny hunt a Wingull first. I do this on the secluded beach near Poké Path. Despite the weather, I slam down a sandwich for shiny level 3 and encounter level 3 and start spawning hundreds of little Picos. I hunted for about 4 hours today, popping sandwich after sandwich, and to be honest, I have no idea if a shiny spawned. How could anyone see those tiny green wings? It's fine because we at least have shiny Kyogre. Have no fear though, because our luck kicks into gear with 3 days left and we get a Barboach outbreak. So we pop a sandwich and get to it. But to be honest, almost no Barboach actually spawn in this outbreak. Where are the Barboach? I do manage to kill 60 of them and I get a 1 in 500 chance to find a shiny, but I just don't see one today. But it's okay, because again, at least we have shiny Kyogre. Proving just how lucky we are, with 2 days left, we get a Wingull outbreak right behind our house. So again, we pop a sandwich and we start spawning in dozens or hundreds of these Wingulls for 6 hours. And we finally get a shiny. Are you serious? A shiny Wattrel? I can't use you. We name it Nerdy and decide this will be Nerdy's prize if he wins. I spend the rest of the day hunting these Wingulls, but have to call it quits before midnight in the real world and head to bed. With only 1 day left, we haven't caught a shiny, sure, but I'm not too worried because we have our shiny Kyogre. And also, we have all day to try hunt the other shiny Pokemon, so I just get straight back into it, hunting Wingull and Barboach at the same places as earlier. And that's when I saw the news. Pokemon Home isn't coming to Scarlet anymore. This means I have to catch, evolve, train EVs, prep moves, change Terra types, and more, with just 10 hours left until I am meant to battle Nerdy. And to make matters worse, Nerdy messages me something ominous. Oh man, I guess yeah, I was planning to bring one, so sure. So we quickly get a Shroomish and nickname him Spot, followed by a Whiscash who we name Sir Twirls. We trade for a Salamence and we name him Toothless, and to be honest, this is where I hesitated a lot. I have no idea who is going to replace this Kyogre. But I finally decided on the old faithful Gardevoir, who once we decide on, we quickly catch and nickname Rule 34. We get slacking and we nickname him as usual Elvis, and finally we round out our team with a Wingull who we name after one of our earliest subscribers, Bootyman69 with 2 Ys. With the entire team caught, I level and evolve them, and to be honest, I don't have enough time to EV train at this point. So instead, I spend literally all of my money on Carbos, HP up, and other items to boost their stats the lazy way. Now, for moves, this is what took most of the time to decide on. Yeah, a lot of our original plan did stay with a few small changes, and I know a lot of you guys don't care about the moveset, but for those that do, they're on screen now while I explain items and EVs. First up, Toothless. We built him to have max speed and special attack, and I actually changed his Terra type to Fairy to cover his weaknesses. We also give him choice specs, which boost special attack by a massive amount, but at the cost of only being allowed to use 1 move. Next up, Sir Twirls. Twirls is a physical sweeper with max attack and speed as well. I gave him Soft Sand to boost his ground moves. Bootyman69 ended up pretty much as we expected, but I did give him a Damp Rock, which means his rain lasts more turns than normal. I never really had a plan for Rule 34, and that really shows in their moveset. I don't know. Don't ask. I gave them a Choice Scarf as well. I said don't ask. Elvis is looking fly with max attack and max speed, and I am not really sold on him, to be honest. But what can I do? We have under an hour left. And one of my favorite Pokemon in the whole game, Spot, who is built as a glass cannon physical attacker. If Spot can stay out and get a few spores off to sleep the enemy, then Nerdy's team stands no chance. But just in case, we give him a Focus Sash to help him last a little bit longer. While I'm giving out items, I can't stop looking at Elvis and just feeling like something is wrong. Am I doing something wrong here? Should I not have this slacking? Am I just doing it because I'm missing something? Like 40 minutes left. Who would I even swap him out for? I'm fast, I'm offensive, I'm quick. But if I end up getting into a long battle, I think I'm in trouble. I had an idea that I didn't implement, and that was I was going to bring a Sableye with Prankster along. and set up Reflect and Light Screen. Why didn't I do it though? Because that would cover up so many of the holes in this team. Shit, can I catch and train a Sableye in 30 minutes? Okay. That's right, with 30 minutes left, I decided to completely abandon one of my Pokemon and try build a new one. Why? Well, as I said, if I caught a Sableye with a Prankster ability, I could give them Light Screen and Reflect, moves that lower incoming damage from special and physical moves, respectively, and thanks to the Prankster ability I mentioned, he will always move first when using status moves. I do manage to catch one, I name him Barbosa, but the new problem is, I'm completely broke. I spent all of my money EV training my team, so I end up having to sell off these incredibly valuable items such as ability patches, capsules, and more. But I do manage with only 20 minutes left to buy and train Barbosa up, including giving him some light clay to hold, which will extend the time Reflect and Light Screen stay up. And with just 15 minutes left, we are ready to battle Nerdy. I don't have the time now, but looking at this team, there is one thing I wish I had changed. But I would have liked to swap out Protect. A lot of my moves I don't need Protect for, it's just a stall move. Instead, I think I would have rather had Wide Guard. Wide Guard stops moves that hit multiple Pokemon at the same time, making it strong against things like Surf, Dazzling Gleam, Icy Wind, and more, which is heavily a part of the meta right now. But Nerdy doesn't know the meta, so I'm sure it's fine. With our last minute regrets done, it's time to reveal our teams to each other and implement our first strategy to beat Nerdy. Do you feel confident? Did you have a lot of options with your rule?
So yeah, I mean, I have a tremendous amount of options, and honestly, I don't want to say I took liberties, but I used some hard science to define the top range of that height, okay?
I am a pure and raw Gen 3 team. There is no liberties for me.
You had like 26 Pokemon to choose from or something, right?
I think 26 Pokemon to choose from, and most of them are like baby Pokemon, level 1 Pokemon. I
feel like if I can make a prediction, I feel like would you be doing yourself a disservice if you didn't have Gardevoir on your team?
You think that I've added a Gardevoir to my team because of its power and strategy that it brings?
I don't know. Maybe I countered it. Maybe I didn't. Who knows? Who's to say? All right, the moment we've been waiting for.
What do you have? How is Annihilate smaller than a human child?
Okay, do you want to test this theory? You want me to pull out my rule book of science? The max height of a child, which I considered of not teenage year, so 11 at the most, I believe was like 4'7", and that's what I went off of. And I know we're.
And just like any Disney supervillain, Nerdy doesn't realize I've got him monologuing, and that means he isn't looking at the clock.
Wait, I don't have it set. Is it gonna fail us?
It's just autoed you.
Well, all right, here we go.
Right. I open Booty Man and Toothless and completely ignore my strategy, instead going for a massive Hurricane on Big Sus with both my Pokemon. Nerdy must be psychic or something, because he predicts that I'm wanting to attack only Big Sus and activates Rage Powder to force me to attack Big Sus. And then he protects Benchwarmer for some reason. Toothless takes out Big Sus and Nerdy sends out Fang. I decide to Terra Toothless here and aim a Hurricane at Benchwarmer for good measure. It's not effective, but it's damage on the board at least. But Nerdy predicts this and swaps in his Annihilate, who's weak to flying and gets one hit. How about this? Warm up. I'll give you a warm up. How about that?
I don't need a warm up. My bench warmer's here, okay?
Sadly, Fang encores Booty Man, forcing him to Hurricane again. This not only hits Fang, doing a quarter of his health, but also confuses him. Because I'm a gracious, kind, and all-around merciful person, I offer Nerdy a warm-up round again. I'm saying I'll give you the warm-up if you want.
All right, fine. I'll take the warm-up just because
I round out this battle using Hurricane to take out Fang and Benchwarmer, winning what is now being called the warm-up. Now the warm-up's done,
hey.
All right, I'm going to click battle again with same rules.
Same.
And then what'll happen is there'll be a 60-second countdown, nerd.
Okay, don't talk to me for 60 seconds. I must study your team.
Our first real battle starts different to what we planned, sending out Booty Man and Spot against Nerdy's Chi-Oo and Fang. Nerdy starts hot, going full balls to the wall. He Psychic Terrors on Fang, and I need to remind Nerdy that I told him what I was bringing. Dazzling Gleam does half health my team, but we wrap up with Tailwind.
I'm trying to remember typings, if I'm being
That's
completely
fine.
honest.
Here, you tell me, I'll Google your typings for you. What do you want? Next turn, we try to set up Spore with Spot on Benchwarmer, but Bootyman gets disabled, meaning he can't U-turn out anymore. After Benchwarmer gets swapped for Robo Santa and Dazzling Gleam takes out Spot, meaning I swap in Mr. Twirls.
I just want to let you know, I just decided to change what I was about to do.
That's good. Thinking on your feet is really important.
Right, but like, I don't know if it gets in your head by telling you that I just changed my strategy.
No, I'd already done all my moves. Fang and Bootyman open with Protect, but Robo Santa lands a Freeze Dry, one-hitting Sir Twirls. Toothless then comes out, and I set up Hurricane with both Toothless and Bootyman, but Robo Santa protects. Before we can move next turn, we're hit by a massive Dazzling Gleam and an Icy Wind, taking our team out and losing game number 1. Oh no, what have I done? I switch it up with round 2, opening Bootyman and Barbosa, with Nerdy sending out Robo Santa and Big Sus. Nerdy instantly swaps Big Sus for Fang, while I activate Light Screen to protect against Robo Santa's special. And then I full send Terra Pelipper to Hurricane Fang. I set up a Tailwind and swap in Spot before attempting to bait him into targeting Bootyman. Just don't hurt my Pelipper, please. I need him. Spot comes out, but you did not encore another Hurricane out, did you? And Spot dodges the Icy Wind before Bootyman lands a Hurricane, leaving Fang on death's door and confused.
Man, 100% hit, 110 damage, and a chance of confusion is just so freaking broken.
Well, it doesn't miss a lot.
Not in rain.
No, but you got to set up a whole thing for that.
What, bring out one Pokemon smile? Like, what do you mean?
So we Mac Punch Robo Santa, taking 3/4 of his health before getting hit by a Freeze Dry.
Please, no! Dude,
Yes!
is he freaking focused? Oh my god.
Of course he's focus sashed. Robo Santa protects next turn, blocking our Mac Punch before Fang fights through Brain Fog to land a Dazzling Gleam and take Spot out. Luckily, Bootyman is holding on by a thread and is able to take Fang out himself. Big Sus and Barbosa come back out. Robo Santa goes for the Icy Wind and... yeah!
Are you kidding me? He avoids it?
It's a miss! This is why you need to set up something like Rain! Hurricane takes out Big Sus in 1, and Zen Headbutt starts taking out Robo Santa. Annihilate comes out, and I've only got my support Pokemon left against his strongest pair. And that's when Nerdy makes a massive blunder. Oh, dude, yeah, thank you. Yes! Yes! Okay, don't move fast, don't move fast, don't move fast. Goodbye!
This is a blunder. This is a blunder.
We round out this game by taking a Freeze Dry on Bootyman and finish off Robo using a Foul Play.
Bro, imagine playing foul. That's so crazy. Wow. Who do you have in the back?
You're using Iron Bundle. You can't talk about my team. All right, so we're tied 1-1, except I'm 1.5 because I destroyed you in the warm-up. That wasn't really a warm-up, but I gave you as a warm-up.
It's like inviting someone who's in T-ball to like the minor leagues. I won't call you major leagues, but then like them being like, yeah, I'm going to get half a point because I beat this T-ball player.
I didn't expect to be here. I didn't think this would happen. We're 1 to 1.5. This is for all the marbles. We open Bootyman and Barbosa against his Annihilate and Big Sus. We barely get time to think before Nerdy tears Big Sus to poison. This is bad. We need to remove Big Sus early or else there'll be problems. We reflect with Barbosa and go for the Hurricane on Big Sus, but can't do enough damage due to the solo poison typing now. Sus gets the Spore off, putting Booty to sleep. So I quickly swap Bootyman out to Toothless to intimidate Annihilate and Zen Headbutt to try remove Big Sus. But we just don't have the damage. We Light Screen and Hurricane Annihilate to remove him in one hit, but get hit by a Spore, putting Toothless to sleep as well. Half our team is asleep, and our arch nemesis returns, Robo Santa. We swap in Spot and go for the chip damage on Big Sus again, but Santa lands a Freeze Dry on Spot, and I Terra fighting Mac Punch Robo Santa, who lives on just 1 HP. Sadly, Robo Santa takes out Spot, and Sus spores Barbosa. That's 3 Pokemon that have been put to sleep now. I bring out a sleeping Bootyman. The only chance of a win right now is to roll a Wake Up. Sadly, it is not going to happen today, and Bootyman dies. A snoring Toothless comes out, but Robo Santa refuses to let us nap. Freeze Dry is such a lame move. You're lame. Come on, Barbosa, you giant piece of shit.
Go away.
Wake up! Wake up!
No.
But despite waking up, he can't do it alone. And as we lose my last Pokemon, I can't help but feel this loss is entirely down to my own hubris.
Warm up. I'll give you a warm up. I'm saying I'll give you the warm up if you want.
And with that, we give Nerdy his prize in exchange for a crappy Tarantula who I promptly release.
How dare you? I'm gonna go release this freaking shiny Pokemon. How about that?
I mean, sure, go for it.